2. It could be painting, it could be drawing, it could be sculpture, it could be ceramics, but you're in an advanced art class. Woo! We tricked you. Hi, I'm Miss Cervantes. You may or may not know me. I am the sculpture ceramics teacher at Victoria West High School. So let's go into our syllabus. So this here is the Art 3 syllabus. It honestly isn't really any different than the Art 2 syllabus, except for the extra I right here. So like, you know, pretend and then switch this over to like whatever your material is. All right, so like, don't come at me. It's all basically the same. All right, so the things that are important in here to remember and to look at are our grading policies, including the late policy down here at the bottom, and our materials. So let's go over those pretty quickly here. So grades, there are 3 kinds of grades you're gonna have in this class. You're gonna have projects, you're gonna have quizzes, and you're gonna have daily grades. Projects is this big slice of the pie over here. That's 50% of your grade, that project grade right there. Our projects are mostly going to be geared towards you learning particular skills and techniques in a media or material. Unlike Art 1 that goes over across a broad selection of materials, Art 2 and Advanced Arts tend to be very specific towards drawing or painting something 2D, or sculpture and ceramics something 3D. So you can always do a little bit of back and forth, and there's always a little bit of wiggle room there, but we are going to be looking to kind of ingrain specific and very material specific lessons in this particular level of art. So that's what your projects are mostly going to be based around. Quizzes, 30% of your grade. Quizzes are going to be things like progress checks for you. There might be some vocabulary, but unlike Art 1 that has a bunch of vocabulary, Art 2 tends to be a little bit more, again, specific towards the materials and techniques that you're learning for your particular Art 2. And those quiz grades might not just be vocabulary based, they might be more progress and all of that, and making sure that you're actually doing the things. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, your last section is the daily work. Just like when you were in Art 1, that's gonna be things like your warm-ups, it's gonna be things like worksheets, or smaller tasks that you do. Just like in Art 1, those daily work tasks, super simple to do, but also the thing that will kill your grade if you don't do them. So just get those done, all right? All right, late work policy is the next thing to look at. Now we've been a little bit wishy-washy in the past, so you might be used to us doing things a certain way. Here's how it's going this year. It has to do by the week. So if you have turned in your work anywhere from 1 to 7 days late, that is that 1 week of being late, it is minus 10 points. So if your project was worth 90 points and you turned it in 3 days late, it's gonna be 80 points that you actually get. If it's anywhere from 8 days to 14 days, 2 weeks late, it's 20 points off. So if you turn in something 2 weeks after it's due, like it was due one Friday and then you turn it in the Friday after the next Friday, then you're gonna end up with a grade that was a 90 going down to a 70, for example. Anything more than 2 weeks, 14 days or more out, that's minus 30 points, point blank. If it was gonna be 100, it's now gonna be a 70. So it better be perfect, otherwise it's gonna be a failing grade. All right, last thing is that at the end of the 9 weeks, gradebook closes when gradebook closes, and I can't change that. That is out of my control. I can take something from the first week of the 9 weeks all the way up until like about 3 o'clock or so, the day that gradebook ends. That's as much as I can take. I have no ability to give you a grade after that. Nothing I can do, okay? Just be aware. All right, so let's talk about materials. All advanced art classes have a $40 fee. 40. That is 4 tens, and that's gonna seem like a lot. That particular fee helps us buy supplies that the advanced students need in order to make successful, interesting, creative artworks. You don't have to pay it all at once. You don't have to pay it immediately. Our due date is sometime in early September when our when our budget opens up. That's whenever we're gonna have that set as due. And it will not hurt your grade if you don't get it turned in. But we do have to turn your name in to interruptions are real. Anyway, what I was saying is, if you do not get your money turned into us, then we have to turn your name into the office with the bookkeeper. And it will stop you from being able to do things like buy tickets to homecoming or prom, or potentially coming to pick up your graduation diploma, things like that. You might walk the stage, but they don't give you your diploma at the stage. You have to come back like a week later to get it. And they might hold you from getting it until you pay off all your fees. And that would be any kind of fee. It might be a late fee from the library. It might be you forgot to turn in a textbook, or maybe you borrowed a hotspot way back whenever the pandemic was happening, and the district really wants that back. Could be any number of things. Now, if that is just not possible, like there's no way you're gonna get $40, not even if you had all year to pay it off, email us, let us know, send us a note or something, and we will work with you. We have various groups on campus that can help us get things like sketchbooks or other supplies. We can like find people to help basically scholarship it out. And otherwise, you know, if you communicate with us, then we'll do our best to help you in whatever way we can. So don't be afraid to email us, just like kind of like shoot us a note and things like that. But the $40, otherwise, if you don't talk to us, we assume that you're just not getting it to us, and then we send your name along and you have problems. So yeah, be aware, $40 is what you pay so that we can buy the supplies that you use, all right? Outside of that, some materials that you might wanna have that don't need to be new, as long as you can still use them. First things first that you're gonna need is a sketchbook. Bam. You want a nice high quality sketchbook, something like this. Unlike Art 1, you don't necessarily need the massive big ones. The things that are nice to have are the mixed media, something with a spiral bind, that way it won't fall apart on you, something with nice thick paper, so that you can sketch down your ideas and have like a nice looking base to be working on. A lot of your experimentation might go in here. A lot of your thumbnails might go in here. A lot of thoughts and planning will go in here, and you don't want to lose those things. So having them all in one particular place is extremely useful. Again, if you have a sketchbook left over from last year, or even one from home that you want to bring, absolutely. It doesn't have to be new. You just need something that's going to hold together. The one thing that I would suggest if you do get the little ones is be aware that you might need to buy two. This one completely ran out, and this one still has pages. So as long as it's holding together, that's going to be fine. The other thing that you might want to buy for yourself are things that are not going to be consumable materials. So that $40 helps us buy things like physical paint. It helps us buy things like canvases, things that you use and then are part of the artwork forever. Things that you might want to bring for yourself, however, are going to be things more like your own set of Prismas, for example. If you are one of those drawing students that really enjoyed Prismacolors, you don't want to have to be using the ones that Art 1 also gets to use, because you know Art 1, they get rowdy, nicely, and they chew up those Prismas and they spit them out. So if you want some nice ones, you might want to keep those nice ones. Or if you know for a fact that you don't need all the basic colors, you're like drawing like flowers and gardens and whatever, you might want to buy a specific set of Prismas. Or if you have like alcohol markers that you really like the Uhuhus or the Artesias, or even the Copics that you really enjoy using, you might start collecting those on your own and have your own set for yourself in class. Now, you don't have to buy things like that. It is not required, but it is a very good idea, because sharing in art class is not always caring in art class. You could buy yourself sets. There are some more expensive sets. I believe this one was about 20 bucks, middle of June or so. It's just a drawing set. It's got lots of drawing pencils in it. So this would be something that a drawing student, someone who worked mainly in black and white, might want to pick up. Something like that. Or you might find something more like on Amazon, like this. This is another drawing set that a friend got for me because she knew I like to draw, and so she found one of these. If you are one of those kids that really likes pen drawings, you might grab a huge bag of those cheap Bic pens and go wild. Who knows? Other things that are very nice to have your own of. you'll notice that most of these paintbrushes are kind of gunky looking. Having your own paintbrushes is really nice. If you're really into painting of some kind, or watercolor painting, or just ink or whatever, you might want to buy your own if there's like a specific color that you want, or a specific material, or a specific brand. We have many materials and things that we can and are happy to provide you. Again, that's what that fee is, to help us buy for you. But if there's something very, very specific that we do not have, that might be something that you want to buy for yourself. And then once you've bought it for yourself, of course, we're not taking it from you. It's yours to use, or yours to share, or yours to not use, as the world may be. One thing I would suggest, however, make sure you have something to carry everything in. Pencil bags, if they fit everything that you need, rulers, etc., like, they're very good. They can hold sculpture supplies, they can hold pencils, things of that nature. They can be a plastic box, more like this one right here. A pencil box, if that works for you. Something that will protect your materials whenever you're walking them to and from class, or wherever you keep them in the classroom, is extremely useful. It doesn't necessarily have to lock, but having something that is squared away is always kind to yourself. So yeah, I believe that is everything from this. Hopefully we have a good year this year. Again, don't forget those fees. Get them to us as soon as possible, or send us a note talking about why that might not be possible for you, and we'll try and get you some help. And yeah, it's gonna be a good year.